If you would know the value of money, try to borrow some. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. If you know how to spend less than you get, you have the philosopher's stone. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. Half a truth is often a great lie. Believe none of what you hear, and only half of what you see. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. At 20 years of age the will reigns, at 30, the wit, and at 40, the judgment. Well done is better than well said. Most people return small favors, acknowledge medium ones and repay greater ones, with ingratitude. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. Look before, or you'll find yourself behind. It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. There are 3 faithful friends, an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. Don't throw stones at your neighbors, if your own windows are glass. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. When you're testing to see how deep water is, never use 2 feet. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. There are 3 things extremely hard: steal, a diamond, and to know oneself. We may make these times better, if we better ourselves. The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart. Wise men don't need advice. Fools won't take it. The doorstep to the temple of wisdom is a knowledge of our own ignorance. Blessed is he that expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. We do not stop playing because we grow old, we grow old because we stop playing. Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. Most men die from the neck up at age 25 because they stop dreaming. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. A house is not a home unless it contains food and fire for the mind as well as the body. He that is of the opinion money will do everything and may well be suspected of doing everything for money. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. I didn't fail the test, I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. A penny saved is a penny earned. An egg today is better than a hen tomorrow. He's a fool that makes his doctor his heir. All mankind is divided into three classes: those that are immovable, those that are movable, and those that move. Many a man thinks he is buying pleasure when he is really selling himself to it. While we may not be able to control all that happens to us, we can control what happens inside us. He that speaks much is much mistaken. Be civil to all, sociable to many, familiar with few, friend to one, enemy to none. A countryman between two lawyers is like a fish between two cats. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Reading makes a full man, meditation a profound man, discourse a clear man. It is easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. The best of all medicines are rest and fasting. The strictest law sometimes becomes the severest injustice. War is when the government tells you who the bad guy is. Revolution is when you decide that for yourself. He who would trade liberty for some temporary security deserves neither liberty nor security. Security without liberty is called prison. If everyone is thinking alike, then no one is thinking. The only thing that is more expensive than education is ignorance. Only virtuous people are capable of freedom. As nations become corrupt and vicious, they have more need of masters. Man will ultimately be governed by God or by tyrants. Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. Laziness travels so slowly that poverty soon overtakes him. If you're going through hell, keep going. People are best convinced by things they themselves discover. Words may show a man's wit, actions his meaning. The problem with doing nothing is not knowing when you're finished. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. The way to see by faith is to shut the eye of reason. Search others for their virtues, thyself for thy vices. If you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading, or do things worth writing. Which quote did you like the most? Share your opinion in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications, so you don't regret missing life-changing advice from some of the greatest thinkers in history. I will see you in the next video. Take care.